see the way they hate. And I know better than to listen to the people who are calling us names. I can feel the sunlight shining.
Well, good morning. It's Thursday, October 17th, 2024, and welcome to episode 787 of the LOTSProject Morning Show, where the coffee's strong, the opinions are stronger, and everything is always filter-free. I'm Brian, your host, and today I'm enjoying not a silver bullet blend. I'm still enjoying another glass of Clyde. A French press full of Clyde is a fantastic way to go, and it's from foodforestfarms.com, where you can get 10% off with discount code LOTS10, and the shipping is always free. While you're there, check out the C4 Club monthly coffee club, but it is also so much more than that. So check it out at foodforestfarms.com. Today, we're going to be talking about another twist on the Butcher saga from yesterday. If you didn't listen to yesterday, we'll recap real quick on what's going down with the Butchers and what happened again yesterday. Who is spying on us? I've come across some news articles of some information that was released recently from a little bit of a disturbing incident about a year ago. Maybe a year, not quite a year ago. And I think we better find Bruce Willis. Got something going on we might need that man for. So we'll talk about that and a little bit more. First, let's head over into the live chat, see who's hanging out in the coffee crew, and grab a cup and hang out. Pip in early says, good morning, humans, listening while hoping this full moon doesn't F with the people too much. I mean, the full moon is a real deal. Corey, being an employee of a hospital for as many years as she has definitely seen it, experienced it, heard other employees talk about it. Shit gets weird come full moon, both in the maternity ward and the emergency center. Good morning, Seattle says, hi, Pip. H-I-G-H, hi, Pip. John, good morning, Seattle. Hope everything's good. John Palmer, good morning and good day. Backwoods Butcher, speak of the devil, and the devil will appear. People got things to do. Let's get it going. Good morning, all from Off-Grid Pink. Wow, that Backwoods Butcher, since he's got a few followers over on TikTok, he's just become a real fucking dick. I think he needs a dose of humility here coming up pretty soon. We might have to work on that. Off-Grid Ping, good morning, y'all. Rewilder Life, good morning. Oh, Kamala ad. That makes sense. I'm sure that's going to sway your vote. Rewilder Life, I'm sure. Canadian Farmstead, good morning, everyone. Who are you voting for, Canadian Farmstead? Who's voting for you? Rewilder Life says the full moon kept her up, but I got stuff to do. And Canadian Farmstead agrees that they're totally targeting Rachel with the Kamala ads. Backwoods just doesn't. He claims he doesn't even feel bad. I would think that his comrade, his brother in arms, they share a profession. They share the ups and the downs of being small business owners. You'd think he would commiserate with him, but he says, I don't even feel bad. Good morning, Hunter, over on Twitch. Backwoods says, I've entered my villain story arc. Pip says, words of wisdom. Just because you have a duck doesn't mean you should be a dick. Oh, and Rewilder Life says, you know it, she's my girl. I'm with her. I'm with her. Can't they come up with better slogans, or is the average intelligence level of the American population just so low that they have to come up with slogans like "I'm with her"? I thought that side didn't assign genders. What if Kamala wakes up tomorrow and or Kamala or Kamala? How do you say her name? Kamala? Kamala? I you guys know I'm so good at pronouncing names, so I should be the one to figure it out. But Pip's curious if butchers actually do have feelings. Backwoods Butcher's ruining my surprise for today. Fucking asshole. Ronaldo says, considering most can't read above an 8th grade level, I guess we got to do what we got to do. Good morning, Seattle says, are we not supposed to talk about the rescue mission while the backdoor butcher is in the chat? Well, there has been a big twist. There's been a big twist. Backwoods Butcher says, Camel Toa. Pip says she's having to pronounce her name differently depending on which voter base she's trying to lie to. Hunter's wondering if I say your name wrong, you're a bigot or something. So, I mean, I've been called worse. Anyway. Clyde Blend is going down smooth today. I was up a little bit earlier than normal. Jumped out. I was checking. Oh God, Kyle and his I Was Born of the Darkness. Are you currently watching Dexter? Are you seriously? Are you currently watching Dexter? Good morning, Seattle says, oh yeah, Camel Toe went on tilt on Fox last night. I saw something in passing in the news stories this morning that she had a very tense interview. Ryler likes voting for her dogs. I mean, are you? Corey says she'll vote for your dogs too. How? Wait, you're not going to vote for your own? Up for what? What did you say though? Up for bidding? Oh, I asked Corey why she isn't voting for her own dogs because she's pledged her votes to Rachel's dogs, and she says my dogs aren't up for bidding. Pip's gonna be writing in Ron Paul again. You guys could write in me. Like seriously, if I got all the votes that all the votes or all the listeners, and then maybe some voter fraud, that I might be able to slide in there. Canadian Farmstead says, I vote you all get this election done so I don't have to hear it anymore. But it's the biggest election and most important election of all our lifetimes. I can't believe that you're not prepared to vote in it. I really feel like Canadian Farmstead should throw away all his government subsidies and benefits and emigrate to the United States and vote in the election. You could be the vote that matters. It's all a fucking game. Oh man. Anyway, so Butcher Fest, Butchergate. Oh, Butchergate. Off-grid Pig says, Canadian Farm said that the selection is already done. Just have to let the movie play out, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said yesterday, does anyone actually believe that Joe Biden is running the country right now? Has anybody seen the old man other than him just chilling on a beach in Delaware? Okay. Well, Butchergate 2024. Good morning, Seattle, in with another Cliff High. Cliff is high prediction. A melee breaks out 39 days after the Trumpster goes on Rogan on New Year's Eve. I don't think he said Trump. He said the president. And we do know weirder things have happened when election season comes around, when the counting starts and the lights go out. Backwoods Butcher says, hit the like, folks, do the right thing. It's about the only right thing that the Backwoods Butcher's been doing lately, except making me a mod for his TikTok channel. All his butcher friends are all going to get banned and muted. Like, it's too violent around here. Anyway, so if you didn't tune in yesterday, a little recap on the butcher thing. Kyle, the Backwoods Butcher, and Joe Blakesley, who I don't know was around yet. Hopefully he's got it on in the shop because we'll have some inside information for him. Ended up meeting up at SRF. Canadian Farmstead says my strategy worked. Talking about him did make him show up for the live. I just wish he brought some of his audience with him from TikTok, but can't get that lucky. Big star and all. He just kind of he mingles with the little guys every once in a while. So they went to SRF and they stayed in an Airbnb together. They stayed with Zach from Tri Oaks was up too. Mrs. Blakesley, Mr. Blakesley, and the Backwoods Butcher, all in a little tiny house, which I'm not really sure how it worked. I mean, Blakesley and his wife are pretty small. Zach from Tri Oaks is like, might as well be a midget. And then you have gargantuan Backwoods Butcher in there with him. And so I don't know how well the tiny house worked. It was like what's the fairy tale where Elf fairy tale movie Elf. It was he like Elf at the North Pole. Have to find out. I did see the video of him leaving the Airbnb, and that was interesting. But anyway, on the way home, Kyle stopped at Joe's. Backwoods says I had to army crawl into the loft every night. Why didn't you just cuddle up with Joe? On the way home, they all rallied at Blakesley's new butcher shop that he's putting together, the Bare Bones Butcher Shop. I think that I know it's Bare Bones something. Get it? Because like they butcher so well, all the bones are bare at the end. Bare as in not bare bones, not like BEAR, like black bear, grizzly bear, but bare as in like bare naked. Kyle says he has CTE from that stay. Concussions are the real deal when you're 6'5", dude. Try living in a camper for 3 years. So the Bare Bones Butcher Shop needed some help, like a little kickstart to get back in the groove. They had been gone for a few days. They had new employees. They had all sorts of stuff going on. And so the Backwoods Butcher, being kind, we all thought he was being kind, sticks around and helps get things going, helps get him caught up. They were recording some content, and it all sounded like a big community event. Well, lo and behold, yesterday, 2 days ago now, old Backwoods posts a video about the biggest friend violation that you could ever have, just human violation in general. human, it's a humanitarian violation. We should take Backwoods Butcher in front of the UN for this. He should be tried and held at Guantanamo Bay, possibly. This act could be even considered an act of terrorism. He stole the man's coffee mug. Now, if he had hundreds of coffee mugs, if he was Good Morning Seattle out there who has piles and piles and piles of coffee mugs, this wouldn't be such a big a deal. But Mr. Blakesley only has 2 coffee mugs total. 2. Now that Kyle has gone and thought it was funny, stole one of them, he's down to 1 coffee mug. As a small business owner running around trying to operate a business, there is a distinct possibility that you could misplace a coffee mug. And in this horrible scenario, Mr. Blakesley would be down to 0 coffee mugs. Add on the top of it, he's about ready to have another child. Backwoods Butcher says, I'm coming for the other one. Oh, Jesus. Backwoods Butcher says, ironic when I'm the only one out of the 2 of us dealing with actual bare bones. And BEAR, as in the animal, he's not trying to say that Joe can't make bones without meat. Canadian Farmstead's wondering, isn't that the Third Amendment, the right to bear bones? That's after the bare arms. You get the bare bones. And yeah, that asshole's going to come for his other mug. So anyway, I told the story of the mug yesterday, and we had Joe's, we had the show on in Joe's shop, and I was trying to give them a little advice. Trying to Backwoods Butcher says, I do like that no one has brought up the fact that Mr. Blakesley drinks his coffee out of a half-gallon mason jar. I mean, we're going to just move past that point. We're going to move past that. And so I was giving advice. I think this act of aggression by the New Hampshire butcher on the Western New York butcher definitely warrants retaliation. Canadian Farmstead brings up a good point and says that's because people keep stealing his mugs. And so I said, Effingham's only 9-ish hours or so from you. You have new employees, whether it be through the edict of the owner or just good-hearted employees taking off and going up and maybe running a recovery mission on the mug, maybe fucking with the Backwoods Butcher a little bit, maybe stealing prize thirst trap hog red, maybe messing with something in his shop, maybe Señor's skull goes missing, maybe one of Kyle's house skulls that I found out is a thing yesterday go missing. We don't know. Canadian Farmstead brought up a good point, and I was thinking that yesterday was that Kyle has broken the NAP, the non-aggression principle. As an anarchist and as someone that really tries to follow the NAP, the non-aggression principle, I would never suggest retaliation for nothing. But this man has aggressed upon Mr. Blakesley. Hunter says, put his bandsaw blades on backwards. Backwoods Butcher says, Señor's skull goes missing, people start going missing. I feel like that's a threat of violence. Good morning, Jim. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you. And Kyle says, a very important piece of information that would lessen the blow of his crime being ignored. This is America, dude. We only use the facts that we want to use in trying our criminals. Joe, Kyle, plug your ears for a second. Joe, I think we found his tipping point with the comment about senior. Anyway, so I was suggesting that they figure out bless you, Corey. Kyle says bless you. He was the first one. She says thank you. John Palmer was the second one. He says thank you again. So yesterday I decided I was uploading some TikToks and I saw that the Backwoods Butcher was live on TikTok. And so it popped up on my desktop here. I threw headphones on. I was listening while I was working. I was commenting here and there. I was trying to do a little bit of reconnaissance for Mr. Blakesley because I know he's busy. And he's had to hire employees to make it happen. So I was listening along, and Kyle kindly makes me a moderator in his live chat, which was nice. He ignored a lot of my comments. I don't know why. He just went on and on. He was doing his thing. He was rolling along. And lo and behold, some of Mr. Blakesley's employees start showing up in the chat. And I was kind of confused. I was wondering, I was hoping that they were there also doing reconnaissance, also to give the Backwoods a little bit of shit, to maybe harass them about what they've done to their boss, the person that puts food on their table, the person that puts clothes on their back, that takes care of their children, that gives them a warm place to come every day and do work. But no. They're just in the crowd. They're oh, what are you cutting up today? Nothing harassing him. Canadian Farmstead says butcher shop isn't warm. Maybe Joe's isn't. Kyle's is like Kyle's sweating. Great for the meat. No, I don't know what the temperature in Kyle's butcher shop is. Fine. He gives them a cool place to come in the summer to work. Is that better, Canadian Farmstead? What do you know? What is it in Celsius? Brooklyn O'Mac is suing me for some reason. Can't get blood off a stove, motherfucker. Good luck. What are you going to sue me for? Sue me. Jesus Christ. That vertical feed's a fucking dumpster fire. Hunter says they're playing the long game, and that's what I'm hoping. So I was a little taken aback by that. And then the other shoe drops. Backwoods. Backwoods throws down the gauntlet and starts offering Mr. Blakesley's employees jobs and perks. He says one of his employees, Earl, there, I guess, is a pretty big hunter and is interested in hunting bear. And he says, I'm breaking down a bear tonight. If you were to come up here and work, you could hunt bear. I could even give you a job, and you could help break them down. Maybe moose, exotic game compared to New York, way up there in New Hampshire. Starts offering jobs. Canadian Farmstead says is one of the perks to visit the Handy Shed. It's the Handy Corner Cafe, thanks. And that's in Tennessee, not in New Hampshire. Jim says there's black bear in New York. Not enough for them. Not enough for them. But he's starting to try to lure away Mr. Blakesley's employees. Now, there's going to come a tipping point where I cannot support the downtrodden anymore. If Joe Blakesley sits back, meek and meager, and doesn't respond to this aggression, if he doesn't put an end to it, I might just have to side with the Backwoods Butcher. I mean, think of this scenario. If you got a guy at the bar and a little wimpy guy and his beautiful wife walk into the bar, and the guy starts hitting on the beautiful wife, buying her drinks and everything, you feel bad for him. And then all he does is just sit there, and he doesn't even take a swing or nothing. He could take a swing and get his ass knocked out, and hopefully a bunch of guys at the bar come over there and help him out. But when he just sits there and ignores the whole situation and sips his cocktail, you can't support that. You can't support that. So there's going to be a tipping point where if Mr. Blakesley doesn't buck up and get some balls, I'm going to have to throw my support to the Backwoods Butcher, I think. And Jill and Earl, if you're listening to this and you are in a position to move, we know who the real man in this controversy is. Just saying. Backwoods Butcher says they don't have the Handy Corner Cafe. They have the BJ Bungalow. Canadian Farm says, have you ever seen Joe's shop? He doesn't need to worry. I mean, like, where's this guy getting his funds? Was he born with a silver spoon in his mouth? Oh, Pip was wondering, maybe Joe took that de-escalate fighting class at SRF. Did you take Sonny's class about not fighting? I mean, I mean, Kyle is Blakesley with the throwdown says, I'm not worried he can't afford my employees without hunting, even with hunting added on. Whew. Wow. Kyle confirms that he could not. But I think there are a lot of other perks beyond money. Jim says a wage bidding war. I don't know if it's going to be a monetary wage bidding war, though. Kyle has to come up with some non-fiat ways to compensate Jill and Earl. And who is your third employee? I'd like to. I don't need to, unless you want me to just call them Mystery Employee X. Canadian Farm says, also moving one beef without rails would have them running. How do you think that man stays in such wonderful shape? Have you seen the physique on the Backwoods Butcher? My God, I can't believe he's not cutting meat in a fucking wife beater or something. Short shorts and a wife beater. You're wondering how to get 100,000 followers on TikTok, Kyle? Oh no! Oh man, Blakesley Acres with the slam says, but if you're looking, Kyle, he could take on a fourth employee. Backwoods Butcher's putting the call out to Earl. I will verbalize it for him because he says, Earl, if you're listening, he's got a strong grip, and that's his final offer. And Pip says you can't use coworker number 4. That's already taken. You just have to call him something else. Canadian Farmstead says, I love manufacturing drama. I don't know about that. I am just observing the situation. I felt that a friend of mine was wronged. A friend of mine was wronged in a very serious way. Another friend of mine was the person that did the wronging. And so I'm trying to bring them together to an understanding so this does not fester and ruin a long and prosperous relationship. Almost got through it. Almost. Anyway. I hope this isn't the end of it. I am very much enjoying watching how these young men react to each other. Jesus, this is great. Rewilder Life says Brian's new gig, mediating. I could be a mediator. Canadian Farmstead says next Meet the Critters should be fun. Did you see they canceled it? Probably because Joe was so tired without coffee because he didn't have a mug to drink it out of. Backwoods Butcher says I haven't even done a video with the stolen sweatshirt I have either. Sweatshirts are irrelevant. Canadian Farmstead's wondering what happens when the mediator is the instigator. I am only bringing up valid points so that later on in the interaction they don't come back to fester and become an issue. We need to explore all possible points of agitation. And Backwoods says I'm a meat-eater, MEAT, meat-eater. Yeah. It's because I give her the meat. Jesus. So I'm sure there'll be more for the butchers to explore. I hope these boys can resolve their. Corey, somebody's wondering how you lasted 3 years in a camper with me. She doesn't know. Backwoods says I effing I can't I can't even say that word on this show. I effing guarantee he is 6 foot away from a half gallon of milk with some coffee in it right now. That's not the point, man. It's not the point. A man's mug is sacred. A man's mug is special. It's almost like you might have taken something sacred to him. Backwoods is what saying just wait for the battle over whose hog is bigger. Are we talking pork or are we talking porkin'? Jim says distraction of the dogs and snails help Corey cope. Yeah. I am very, very good to my wife. I treat her very well, and you guys have nowhere to judge. I give her whatever she wants most of the time. Oh, all right, guys. Let's move on. News story came out in the last couple days, weeks ish. Coincidentally releasing it now. Interesting timing. This was this couple days ago. I've seen different reports over the last couple days. They released information. Wait, what? Is it Kyle? You talking about comments on your TikTok? Who has time to read all the fucking comments on Kyle's TikToks? Now that you're a big TikTok star and you have all those followers, you get so many comments that we can't even we wouldn't be able to get anything done in our lives if we had to try to read all the comments on your TikToks. We just drop the what we can and we run. Anyway, the U.S. government released information that mysterious drones have been spotted flying around one of U.S. most sensitive military areas, leaving defense officials and local authorities stumped as to who is behind the unknown, uncrewed aerial vehicles zipping across the sky around major U.S. air base. Okay. We supposedly have the highest functioning, most well-equipped military on the face of the planet. We supposedly spy on everything under the sun, from telephones to grocery stores to computers to whatever. They're spying on us. NSA, CIA, FBI. And then we get this bombshell. We don't know who was flying drones around Langley Air Force Base, where they're developing the Raptor 22 and stuff that might be interesting for someone to figure out. And you would think, man, somebody probably buzzed in with a drone. John brings up a good point that I didn't realize. And as I read the article, I was like, well, that's interesting. I'll get to that in a second. You would think maybe it was one drone, maybe a group of drones one night. No. It was a whole squadron of drones, and it was every night for 17 nights in a row. Every night they would show up and buzz around Langley. They would fly out over Chesapeake Bay. They would be all over the place. The drones appeared in December last year, according to the report, pulling in officials across the Pentagon, FBI, and Defense Department's specialized office for investigating unidentified aerial phenomenon. One senior official based at Langley told the Journal that multiple drones headed across Chesapeake Bay and further south towards the city of Norfolk. They reportedly traveled across Naval Station Norfolk, the world's largest naval port and the main base for the Navy's vaunted SEAL Team 6. Unless the drones are an imminent threat, by law, they cannot be shot down near military bases. What is considered an imminent threat? What's considered? I mean, you guys know me. I don't give a flying fuck. I hope somebody steals all the secrets and then publishes them. But this isn't adding up. John Palmer says 20-foot long drones flying 3,000 plus feet, and they were going like 100 plus miles an hour too. Like they had some experienced fighter jet pilot like say, yeah, that fucker's going like 100 miles an hour or more. At what point do they become an imminent threat? Day 2, day 3, day 4, day 16. What? Wilder Life says code for they know what it is and are making excuses for the public. Jim says, I'm sure there's made in China sticker on those drones. Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the Chinese are flying them. Just everything's made in China. Some kid in fucking Kansas could have thrown up a drone and flew it over there, and boom, there it is, made in China. So why now? So this happened in December 2023, and here we are in September, October. Oh, it's October. We're getting close to the biggest election of our lifetime, guys. Only a couple more weeks. Are you guys ready? Are you getting excited? Why are we releasing this now? It's not like it's been declassified, like they're releasing shit from the 50s and 60s and blah, 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 and all that. It's only been 11 months. What is the purpose of releasing this now? I also saw another story where one senior military official said they would hatch out of a mothership. They would hatch, they would come down, and they would come out of a mothership and then swarm around the area. Is this Blue Beam? Is this the seed? Are they seeding UFO thoughts? Are they going to drop the UFO bomb like the day before the election and say that they've received reports that the UFOs are going to annihilate everybody else going to the polls and we're all going to have to vote from home? John Palmer says it's Independence Day. We'll call they misnamed the movie. It's actually supposed to be called Election Day. Canadian Farmstead says can't have the election. The aliens are here. I posted a meme on Facebook or something. I don't know, might have been in the Telegram group too. That we know that there is no intelligent life outside of or any life for that matter outside of the earth because our government hasn't sent them any money yet. They're getting ready to. So I just why now? Pip says distract me harder, daddy. Yeah. I mean, I was I had to stop looking into the Helene coverage. The man on the street coverage, not the mainstream media coverage. If you just listen to the mainstream media about Helene and the recovery and everything's fine. Everything's back to normal. People are back to their daily lives. They lost, a couple hundred people over 5 states. No biggie. If you follow the citizen journalists, that's that the internet and social media and everything has made possible, I had to stop looking at it. The stories of the sheer amount of body bags that are being requested by teams that are out, the description of the smell of death. And if I've smelled death, unfortunately. I don't want to ever again. Rotting body is not pleasant. I can't imagine what rotting waterlogged body then sitting in the sun and multiples can smell like. The folks are talking that you can smell it as you approach the counties that were devastated. I had to turn it off because it it was like, I can't think about this much anymore. It's sad. It's really sad. I said yesterday, and the updated number was 238 people. They needed a resupply after getting 10,000 body bags from one supply source that I was talking or listening to. Excuse me. Rivaldo Life says, what will they want to fund soon? More military or NASA? They already have the Space Force. What could they possibly want to fund now? Rachel says, Pip says, the news just reported that Biden's economy gets an A grade for asshole. It gets an A piece of shit. It gets an A. We really fucked it up. It's the Canadian grading system. Hey, we did a really bad job, didn't we? A. Wilder Life says the lies are disturbing. Yeah, and I hate talking about it. Like, it's been a week or more. I had to stop looking at it because that's all that can pop into my head. Because all when I'm doing show prep is the videos I've seen from on the ground. I understand that there's fake news out there, there's talking heads out there, there's lies in every direction. But when someone is standing next to a washed out riverbed and there's cars in tree, or there's cars up in trees, there's houses completely just demolished off their foundation, and the whole town is gone, where did the people go? Over in the vertical feed, we got a Trump heart, and praying for the GS. Hugh Min is really hoping Trump wins. Greg Bradley says, why did Trump lie about FEMA? It caused so much more pain for the victims. I don't know, man. And how does one man that's not even in charge of anything lying about something cause victims pain? I don't know. I'm just curious. Your logic there. Because people were hunting FEMA? Dude, FEMA was turning people away, just so you know. There's plenty of footage of it. Rewilder Life says, when you know that it happened so fast and you saw videos of it and then folks dead in cars, you know the toll is to be high. One story that really got me, and it was one of the ones that really right before I had to turn it off, was a gentleman driving his boat up and down the river as it receded over and over and over, and wouldn't leave the boat, wouldn't leave because he was looking for his wife who got swept away. He could hold on. He held on. She could not hold on anymore and got swept away. And for days, he just took his boat up and down that river looking for her. And I think at some point he must have realized that she's probably not alive, but he continued to do it. I think he just wanted to find her body. Greg Bradley says words matter from someone who's running for president. Buy in a little bit more to the system, fucking Greg. Buy in a little bit more. John Palmer says, like the video of the guy standing in deep water and the people in the background aren't getting their ankles wet. Not quite. Not quite. Literally walls of and roads that just disappear. Here Here was where the road used to be. Here is where it's gone, and there's the river now. Hunter says their lives are fine. The people it affects still don't have the water, let alone internet or power. They can't see it. We were watching a movie the other night. I don't even remember what it was called. It had Owen Wilson in it. And was that Zach Galifianakis or whatever, Corey? It's about Are You Here? It was about some guy who was a bipolar schizophrenic. It was kind of odd movie, but it was pretty good. Owen Wilson was a weather forecaster, and they brought him in, and there was hurricane coming, and he's doing all these reports, and the producer's all excited, and he's like, the weatherman was like, "Hey, we did good. We warned those people," and the guy's like, "Oh, it was a fantastic broadcast." He says, "But they lost power like 6 hours ago. There's no way any of them even fucking heard this." And he's like, "Well, why are we doing it?" He goes, "Because all the housewives around here would love that update." And it kind of clicked in his head. He's like, "Why are we doing this shit?" Jim says, for all the jokes about the amount of churches in Florida, they were the ones handing out supplies in their parking lots. I have not seen any federal presence here at all. I talked about that the other day, as there's definitely a correlation, an inverse relationship between tax rates and charitable donations to non-government causes. Church donations, and whether it's religious or just charitable organizations that aren't on the church scale, as taxes go up, people have less money to donate to them. But the people that donate from or give out aid from churches and non-denominational charitable organizations, there's no strings attached to that. They don't expect you to bow down to their feet. I mean, I'm sure they hope you join their congregation, but there's no qualifications for their services. And was that purposeful? Was that on purpose? RS says in the vertical feed, do you know why young men don't go for blue collar work, but instead take huge debt for useless university? Because they've been conditioned for fucking 18 years of their life that that's what they're supposed to do. And Greg says, why did Republican governors, all right, we're fucking done here already. Why did Republican governors in flooded states have to tell their people that Biden was giving everything they asked for? Did Biden know? Did they ask Biden what he was doing? Greg, I bet you're one of those stupid fuckers that thinks that Joe Biden is still running the country. I have to assume. Like, seriously. Did they cure Alzheimer's disease? Did they cure dementia? Jimmy's wife gave him herpes. It's the gift that keeps on giving. You should thank her. You should thank her. Did her boyfriend give it to her? Or did she get it from a fucking toilet seat? Greg's wondering if I'm serious over in the vertical feed. Have you listened to the man speak? My God. Ooh, fucking crazy town. Crazy town. Anyway. Guys, we're gonna need to ring up Bruce Willis. We're going to we need to find Bruce Willis. When I looked him up yesterday, it appears that he is It appears that he's retired, but we need to find him. Greg says he's not running for president, but he is currently the president. You do realize he's president till like fucking January, right? That he's been fucking in mental decline for the last 3 fucking years. You do realize that, right, Greg? That the person that is president is supposedly making the decisions, not the people running for president. That the people running, the guy that's in charge doesn't just go away. Harris killed it on Fox. Oh my God. Anyway, you guys have all seen Armageddon, where they sent the rocket ship up into space. Actually, was it 2 rocket ships? They sped up. What's up, Jan? Good morning to you. They sent 2 rocket ships up into space, and they got rid of the asteroid that was going to come and annihilate the Earth. Is that Armageddon? New information released by NASA. Asteroid that will hit Earth called Bennu is going to be like 22 atomic bombs all at once. We have a date, guys. We have a date for the end of the Earth. Researchers have determined the precise date when an asteroid could potentially impact Earth. Clear your calendars. Clear your calendars. Carrying with it the power equivalent of that of 22 atomic bombs, this celestial object named Bennu, Bennu, in case you want to know who's going to fucking annihilate us, approaches our planet every 6 years. However, scientists believe that September 24th, 2182 could be the date there is a real risk of collision with the Earth. 2182, guys. We got a couple of years. What? You'll be like 200. 2182. Greg says, get your head out of your ass. Biden has 2 more weeks. And Trump's head is completely fucked. Sorry, Greg, but the inauguration doesn't happen till January. Oh, he doesn't. As soon as the election happens, he's not in charge anymore. And Harris is going to take us to the promised land. Fucking, are you special needs, Greg? Or is that just the public education system showing its fucking ugly face? Off-Grid Pink says, got to go to work, get out of my truck. I guess I got to go to outer space. Check it out, man. Enjoy your trip to outer space. I'll catch you later. Have a great day at work. Greg here that's spouting the greatness of Mr. Biden and Kamala blow my way to the top. Thinks that as soon as the election's over, that the transfer of power happens. Greg, don't you know about January 6th? Don't you know the most deadly day in American history where 2 people died and a bunch of people just walked into a building? Don't you know? John Palmer says Kamala, come Guzzlala, come swallow. Greg confirming that he's special needs. That's good. That's good. Hunter's wondering if Greg is a Russian influencer. This election was influenced by Russians. Is that were they Russian immigrants that were tallying the votes? What a fucking shit show. Hey Greg, do you know fat is bad for you and sugar is better for you? Hunter says that's it. Every time somebody says there was influence on the election, we can all say that Greg influenced the election. JJ says Fox is a bunch of tards. What? Wood Heat Burger says they were the southern border Russians. Well, that's my question with the drone story we talked about earlier. Oh God. Greg said, "Hey, Canadian Farmstead, would you find this fucker and go see if he's real?" Greg Bradley of Canada. He says he's a proud Canadian who laughs at half of America. Fly fish is Canadians a fucking joke. I don't know about that. Mike's Homestead says that they let Greg vote. I don't know if they let Canadians vote. Hey, Canadian Farmstead, have you tried to vote lately? Did Baby Castro take that away? Are you guys allowed to vote still? Jim's gonna wander around life asking WWGD, what would Greg do? Greg, I think you should run for president. Hey, Flyfisher, hit the like and the subscribe over there, would you? I'd tell Greg to hit the subscribe, but he wouldn't be able to figure it out. Looney Shrooms. I love the name, man. Looney Shrooms. Hey, Greg, you should be proud. Just remember that superiority next time you buy a bag of milk. Hunter's gonna take a crayon to the polls and write in Greg. Just gonna write Greg from Canada. I'm voting for Greg from Canada. Jesus Christ. Thanks, Jim. Craig says actually Biden set it up so we Canadians can vote in the U.S. election. Love the milk comment. Chew on it. Oh. Hey Greg, I know we're having some fun here with your political beliefs and all. I'm an anarchist. I really don't give a shit either way. I hate them fucking all. From the Great White North in Canada all the way down to the tip of Argentina and Chile or whatever the one is on the very bottom of South America. They're all a bunch of fucking corrupt motherfuckers. Hit that like, share, and subscribe, would you? Maybe drop if you want. I know you Canadians are into some weird shit. If you want to see my weenus, all you got to do is drop a super chat. Oh man, fuck. The headlines, guys. Fly Fishes says there are some cool people in Canada. Yeah, there's a couple in my audience, and one of them is a business partner of mine. But the Canadian government and the large majority of people in Canada are fucking lost. You guys need MapQuest or something up there, Canadian Farmstead? You guys need Rand McNally to do an airdrop of some maps? Looney Shrooms is better than England. They need their power more inbred than a sandwich. This dude, Looney Shrooms is on it. Looney Shrooms has the one-liners. I mean, the fact that you brought up bagged milk and sandwiches in the same 10 minutes is fantastic. Oh, God. Greg says, my cousin asked for one of your weenus pics, but said you wouldn't blow it up for him. Well, I mean, don't need to blow it up if you got a stinky pinky in there. It pops out just like a turtle. The headlines that have been popping up here. This one's from MSN. Says Stonehenge mystery finally solved as archaeologists learn the origins of the massive stones. Yeah, I'll save you reading the fucking article that's like 7 pages long to tell you that they found out that they got it from a quarry about a 40-minute drive from the site. Chris, weighing in on the vertical feed, Kamala Harris is a domestic terrorist. I think we already covered that. Didn't we say that earlier today? Oh, maybe that was yesterday. Jesus. I am at a loss. What's everybody got going on today? Jamie's on his way to work. Hunter, are you going to be making more animal stuff live on TikTok? If you guys follow Reed's Rabbitry, do you have enough to go live on your own channel yet, Hunter? Pip's wondering if libertarians are still considered domestic tourists. I don't know if that was a typo or I don't know if that was a typo or not, but that's pretty funny for some reason. Real life's got work. Do I do anything else? You're building a life. You're building a life and an off-grid retreat. I don't know. Is it going to be off-grid completely? You're not doing solar, are you? Or you're hooking up to the grid, right? With the new place. Pip is still counting parts for inventory. This weekend is the count. Haven't you been doing inventory for like the last 6 months or so? Jim identifies as a domestic tourist. I think that is literally what I am as a homeless person traveling. Well, I'm sitting right at the moment, but with the ability to travel amongst the domestic lands here in the United States, I would have to be considered a domestic tourist. Wilder Life's going to be fulfilling zoning until you don't. So your zoning requires you to hook up to utilities and septic and things like that. That's interesting. I don't like that. It's like the school taxes. It's like property taxes going to schools. Is it the cost of doing business? We have to pay for your public utilities even if we don't use them, sewer and all that fun stuff. But who's gonna fix the roads? For all the roads people. Greg says, tell you what, if I doom scroll you again, I'll give you a subscribe. Oh, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. You sat here for fucking an hour and you haven't subscribed yet. What a piece of shit from Canada. I got to go to work right now. I don't have the luxury of my mom's basement. Does it look like I'm in a fucking basement? I'm in a fucking camper, asshole. Just kidding, my American friend. I don't know if I could be friends with you, Greg. Wilder Life says, yup, and the mortgage. Your mortgage requires you to have electricity. Huh. Interesting. No public utilities, septic and well, and own road maintenance. But they got electric lines running out there, and they're requiring you to hook up to it, huh? Interesting. Interesting. I don't like that. What business is it of the, I guess the mortgage company wants it to have electric so they can resale it? I mean, I guess they do. At some point, you have to realize, I guess, and succumb to the fact that they are borrowing you a lot of money on paper. I guess. I guess. Rather Life says it's good for the ROI if we need to sell. I mean, there is that. There is that point to it. Unless it's set up. I really feel like there would be a better ROI if it was set up to not have to deal with the silliness. But then, was it? Is it a new construction loan that has that requirement? I don't ever, and it was probably because we had public utilities. I don't ever recall in any of the houses I bought that being an issue. Greg says, don't get so butthurt. You're as thin-skinned as your orange wannabe dictator. Oh, suck a little Canadian dick. Said you can't get a mortgage or otherwise. Okay. All right. Interesting. Never even considered that. I don't plan to get in bed with the devil anymore. Jim's got to run. So do all of us. We got to wrap it up. Get out of here. It's 1:15. I appreciate everybody stopping by and hanging out. If you're over in that vertical feed, be sure you hit that subscribe, hit that thumbs up, share it with somebody you know. Check out the videos. The rest of the videos on the channel got all sorts of different DIY stuff. The show runs every Monday through Friday. Our show. I thought you had to go, Greg. Greg's still dropping comments in the vertical feed. I thought he had to leave. Be sure to check everything out down in the video description on the main feed and in the audio podcast. You can find links for a couple of products there, 3 or 4 products that help support me. Ciao for now, Looney Shrooms. I appreciate the comments. They were classic, and I hope you followed and you stopped by again. It's Thursday, guys. If we make it through today, we're going to be at finally Friday. Finally Friday. I'll try to dig up some conspiracies to talk about on Friday. We'll see. It will be a variety show for sure. I hope you all have a fantastic day. You knock it out. You survive the full moon. And if you're Canadian, maybe you should think about going somewhere else to live. Hope you all have a great day. We'll catch you later.